Good evening, everyone. Well, the NMU men's basketball team lost 6 straight games heading into their rivalry game against Michigan Tech this afternoon. And the Huskies are on a 3-game winning streak and haven't lost in Marquette in about 3 years. So we'll pick up the action with 7 minutes to go in the first half. And for Tech, it would be Troy Hecht. He throws it down the court to Phil Rombach for the one-handed flush. Huskies regain the lead 19-17, 9 points for Rombach, all in the first 20 minutes. The Wildcats, though, were hitting from the outside. Quinn Calloway to Stephen Pelkifer. That was one of his 3 triples. Tech had a 1-point cushion at the break, 28-27. Second half action now would be Matt Esters. He provided solid support off the bench for Tech. 4 of 4 for shooting and 5 free throws for 13 points, game tied at 36. Then Calloway had 8 assists for the Wildcats. Here's a nice dime to Scooter Johnson for the lay-in. Northern up 40-39. Johnson contributed with 10 points. Tech does get the ball inside to Ali Hayter. He had 19 points and 8 rebounds, 48-44 Tech. But NMU would score 8 straight points. Calloway to Matthew Craggs for 3, and Craggs added a layup to give NMU a 1-point advantage. He led all scorers with 20 points. Then Callaway finds another open shooter in Kendall Jackson downtown. And the weekend deposits are welcome at the bank. And Jackson scored 11 points. The Wildcats kept the lead in the final 2 minutes to 59-55.
A totally different game that I want to play. I want to play up tempo, but it's all about your personnel. You have to make that adjustment. Try to limit our turnovers, get good shots, and play solid defense.
Yeah, we were aggressive on offense and on defense. We were just trying to stay as solid as possible. We had to just contain our lead, and then we just got every rebound.
If you got to call a timeout in this game to try to get energy up, you're in trouble, and that's what happened. And they played like it was a rivalry game, and we didn't, and it's that simple.
The Wildcats out-rebounded Michigan at 29-23, and the Huskies only had 1 offensive rebound in the game. And in the women's contest, NMU coach Troy Matson was flustered with his team in the first half. Tech's Paige Albee drives, then bounces a nice bounce pass to Kylie Moxley for 2. Moxley scored 16 points. Tech stretched the lead to a dozen by the end of the half. Emma Veach hands to Danielle Blake, who glides down the lane for the layup. Tech had a 30-18 advantage at the half. The Huskies led by 15 with 15 minutes to go, but Northern didn't quit. Nea Makala drains a triple to bring the Wildcats within 8, 43-35, 12 points for the freshman from Finland. Then 5 minutes later, Alyssa Coca-Cola is super smooth as she sizzles in the hoop. She paced all the scores with 22 points. The game tied at 47 with 7 minutes remaining. Then NMU grabs the lead as Makala then misses, but Anna Lewin is there as she puts it back in. 49-47 Wildcats. Lewin chipped in with 10 points. The Huskies converted 2 free throws. Then Lauren Gruber goes inside for another basket, plus the foul. Northern's up 52-49. But Tech didn't give up. Those Huskies are very good as Tech Sam Hoyt bounces one in off the glass to keep the Huskies within 2. She only had 9 points, but NMU made 12 straight free throws in the last 90 seconds. They go on to win 69-60.
We had 17 turnovers in the first half, and once we settled down a little bit, picked our spots, and got the ball inside, and they helped a lot.
Well, I don't know what we were doing in the first half, to tell you the truth, but fortunately for our team, they turned around and they started doing what we were supposed to be doing. We ended up running one set that they were struggling with to handle, and we just kept pounding it at them.
NMU was 27 for 34 at the free throw line. This marks the first Northern sweep in basketball over Tech in Marquette since 1997. Both teams host Ferris State and Grand Valley State next weekend. To the scoreboard we go as Lake Superior State men and women fell to Wayne State. The men 87-81, the women 69-59. Then we also have Finlandia basketball as the women won 69-52. Watersmeet's Marissa Burke led the Lions with 20 points. She made 6 3-pointers. And the men won 91-79 as Anthony Cranberry and John Moore had 21 points for the Lions in the win. Also, Go Gibbet Community College beat Marinette 85-54. Sampson's Randy Clark had 16 in the win. Girls school basketball makeup game 48-38. Munising over Mid-Penn. And then in boys basketball we had Salon Springs 77-70 over Wakefield, but Jake Pika had 24 points and Kevin Lane had 20 points for the Cardinals. First period, David Johnstone, Alex Patan streaking down the ice, and David uses Alex as a decoy and puts his wrister in the back of the net for the 1-0 lead. The game would go into extra session, tied at 1 and in overtime. Riley Sweeney and Michael Lichtai play give and go, and Lichtai's long wrister goes past the glove of John Faulkner. That was Michael's first of the year, and Tech goes on to win in overtime by a score of 2-1. To the scoreboard we go. St. Cloud State beats Bemidji State 4-1. Also, Denver beats Minnesota Duluth 4-3. In CCHA action, it would be Bowling Green beating Lake Superior State 7-3. Michigan over Michigan State 5-2. And in local hockey, it's Finlandia women falling 10-1, but Negaunee Sierra Rusnik scores the only goal in the game for Finlandia in the loss, and the men go on to win on the road at Northland 3-2. Let's go to high school hockey. Escanaba closing out the series with Alpena. Third period action, game tied at 3. Alpena's on the power play, but Jake Easton takes the puck to the neutral zone and beats the goaltender Jesse Breuer, who's on the short side. Eskimos lead 4-3. A few minutes later, it'd be the Eskimos apply more pressure. Levi Wonder sends it through the blue paint, and Nick Vandermissen is there to slam it home for his second goal of the game, and Escanaba leads 5-3 and go on to get the series sweep with a 6-4 win. Also, 2 games to get to. The Electricians played the Marquette Redmen. They ended up winning 4-0 in that classic rivalry in Marquette. And Kingsford beat Jeffers 4-2. Flevers West Papor had 22 saves in the game for the Flevers. Let's go to the Central Collegiate Ski Association Championships are taking place this weekend at the Alqual Recreation Area in Ishpeming. NMU is the host school. Michigan Tech and 5 other schools are competing as well. Today was the 1.5-kilometer freestyle sprints. As in bib 51 is George Courtwright of the Wildcats, and he was the top skier of the day, completing his sprints in 3 minutes and 28 seconds. St. Scholastica's Jeremy Hecker was second. Michigan Tech's Raphael Becktiger was third in just over 3.5 minutes. And the Northern men and women's teams both had the lead in day 2 of the event, and Michigan Tech women are second with Tech men third. Classic relay races are tomorrow. The women begin at 10 a.m. while the men race is at noon. And finally, UP Wrestling Great Northern Conference meet. Here's the 103-pound championship round between Sergey Lamarche of Escanaba and Jack Simonson of Gladstone. Jack gets the nice position and captures the pin to win the round. Nice for him. On to the 152-pound match between Alex Slaga of Escanaba and Holden Vincent Tanner of Kingsford, and Alex is able to get good position and pin Holden and seal the victory. Finally, in the 171-pound bracket, Marquette's Kirk Kelvecki taking on Bradley Gagnon of Gladstone, and Kurt is able to hold down the arms of Bradley and earn the pin for another fine win. Escanaba takes the meet with 223 points, Gladstone right behind with 203.5, Marquette in third with 157.5, and Kingsford in fourth with 93.5 points. And remember, for all the scores and everything UP Sports, UpperMichiganSource.com.
All right, thank you, Donnie. And the Super Bowl's tomorrow, right? Any predictions?
I think Ravens win 27-24.
Wow. Okay, we'll see.